Hey folks, it's Mark and Vangie.
Hello, good afternoon.
We're just down here in the chapel area, and I had a topic I wanted to just discuss with you a little bit, and that's restoration.
Mm.
Do you guys know anything about restoration, what it means? But it's a process, right?
Yeah, it is.
And it can take two different forms a lot of times, and I want you to jump in, but there's a very hard and difficult way of restoration, and when we're talking about furniture, and that's sanding down and scraping and very physical.
Great analogy.
And then there's a very easy way of restoration when you're dealing with furniture, and that's just to have it dipped, and then everything comes off if you've ever seen the chemical dip. Those are two different processes.
Wow.
And if we were to...
Wow, that's pretty good there.
Right? So
that's a great analogy.
I'm wondering, is there some tie that we can make to God's restoration work in our life? Is there a hard way and an easy way? Have we ever seen that in our own lives, or maybe others' lives?
Yeah, I would have to say yes. I think the difficult restoration, I think sometimes, oh boy, I'll tell you, Mark, that can lead me into so many directions.
It's common, right? You see it a lot, probably.
But I mean, sometimes I think difficult restorations are sometimes when we fight the restorations, when we fight the forgiveness, when we fight the, we hold the grudges, when we don't let things go. So it's very difficult to restore. And when we just can't let go of those fleshly things or those things that
prideful things,
that's
maybe?
Exactly what I was going to say, that egotistical thing that we want to hold on to, well, they hurt me, so I don't deserve to, they did this to me, and I don't deserve, I shouldn't forgive them, they don't deserve it. So I think in that way, the restoration becomes very difficult, and to the point that sometimes, you give up, there's a point that maybe God even says, you won't forgive it, I'm not going to sand this one down no more. But, maybe there's times where, you really... in your heart, you want to forgive and you want to do so the restoration becomes easier and it becomes a quicker process. Maybe and maybe it'll burn, like maybe it does burn when you go into the chemicals and the stuff is eaten off of you. Maybe it burns, maybe it hurts, but it's quickly.
It's quickly, it's faster, and there's a lot of ties that you can also well, let me say it this way. We know that God's heart is in restoration, right? The prodigal son, returning home, reconciling. And we know that God is into resurrection. God is all about bringing the dead back to life, right? Yeah. So reconciliation, restoration, and resurrection, right? Good.
New.
Yeah, becoming new again.
Yes, fresh. Yeah.
Right?
And then we can go get into born again, and you can get into a whole, a whole theology. I mean, you can go into many directions.
That's right.
And thought process and how God works.
So I want to challenge you today there. Think about that. Are there areas there in your own life or in a close loved one's life that you've seen restoration or resurrection? And let us know about it. Give us an email. Shout out to us. We're here for you. There's your coffee break.
Have a great evening.